So how are you doing with prioritizing? It's this process that you need to do in order to set a correct order, a good and successful order, in order to achieve the things, the tasks you need every single day in order to start building your goal. And sometimes it's a situation, it's a procedure that it's quite intimidating for a lot of people because they don't know how to do it. And there are specific strategies and specific tips that I would like to share with you in order to help you do a good prioritization for your own goal setting. It's very, very important. I've seen a lot of people feeling completely disorganized because they don't know how to put these things into the order necessary that provide the best outcome. And actually, when you start prioritizing, it saves you money, energy, it saves you a lot of wasting time, and you have more time to be efficacious, efficient, you have more time to do other stuff as well and not feeling completely super tired. And put take it under serious consideration, because some people say that it's okay, I have a lot of energy, a lot of drive, that's okay if I can do different stuff without paying attention the order or the organization I need before doing them. And sometimes in the beginning maybe you have all this energy, so you can compensate the loss of prioritization by overusing your energy, but up to a specific moment you don't have all this energy and you will feel completely emptied, exhausted, and that's something you really don't want to feel. So let's see a little bit about the priorities and how we can use them. We decide which is first and which is second, which is third. That's the idea. And we decide that because when you work on a goal, things happen a lot. There are a lot of many open tasks that you need to tackle with, and sometimes they occur all at the same time and they ask all at the same time your attention and to work with them. And how you're going to do that is by giving a number, a priority number, a series, an order to each one of those things, tasks that you need to work with in order to provide you with the best outcome. So I prefer to use the criterion to choose which is the most important. Comes with different strategies or tips. I prefer the tip of the quadrant, the square of priority. So imagine that you have a square and you divide it in 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, you start with 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first quadrant, you have the most important and urgent things. So first quadrant is the important and urgent things. So that's what you start with your day. That's how you tackle, you start with those important things. You don't start with other things from your list every day, only from that first quadrant, important and urgent. The second one next to it is important, non-urgent. They come second. So you don't need to tackle with them at that specific moment. It's okay, and you will work with them later. The third one is non-important, urgent. These are things like the birthdays of your grandmother, or to buy flowers for your celebration of something, an anniversary, or a friend called you and they came from abroad and you need to meet with them, and you work with them on another time, another level. And these are not the urgent things that you do first thing in the morning. You have other hours in the day and you can work with those things later. And the last quadrant is non-important, non-urgent. So they are there just to remind you sometimes how busy people want to be with things that they are unnecessary. Usually, this last quadrant, the non-important, non-urgent, are things that have nothing to do with your goal setting. It's, for example, don't forget to buy tomatoes before going home. This is not necessary for your goal. You can delegate someone else to do it for you, and it's not something that will influence your goal unless you're a super chef that wants to make a tomato sauce for something very important like a contest or something this evening. And if you use this strategy of the quadrants from important and urgent, important and non-urgent, not important and urgent, not important, not urgent, prioritization, you will know which of those tasks every day you can choose to do first. Another important tip I would like to give you is that I prefer to have only maximum 4 important tasks per day, and when I mean tasks, not huge goals, but important tasks for an important sub goal per day. Not more than 4 important tasks per day, because I can see my performance is not for more than those things. So I'm talking quadrant number 1, only 4 of those important tasks per day. And another thing is that there are some fundamental ideas of a good prioritizing. So in order to do all those things, I would like to give you some extra tips. First, actually, prioritizing doesn't mean you seek perfection in your performance. You will never reach perfection, thank God. This is not a good idea because it prevents you from learning and having the drive to do things better and better and better every time. So prioritizing is to make your life easier and better in the overall performance, not to seek perfection, doing the things perfect and doing everything. So don't abuse the idea of prioritization, because actually then you will exhaust yourself. Second is that you can focus on the tasks that lead to your growth and the goal's growth. It's really, really important. Don't create priorities for the things that they are not necessary for your goal's growth. Like what I told you before, the quadrant number 4, the tomatoes, that they are just for your salad and not for your goal, unless you are the chef who needs the tomatoes for your own recipe this evening. I just explained that. And another thing is that every single day, once you have set the list of the most urgent and important things for your goal, it's really, really important to start with the most difficult of those tasks. Start with the harder one, not with the easier one, because you're fresh, you have rested all the evening, the night you slept, you have a new, fresh mind, and you have new ideas, and you have all the new energy to start working with the hardest of those things. And you will see that it will end, and you will conclude, and you will finish it easier and faster than you have ever imagined, and then you'll have all the motivation and all the confidence that you finish with this hard task, and then you will go to work with the other easier task, and you will see that actually you can really, really do it fast as well. So start with the hardest of the tasks every day, the urgent and important tasks, and you will see that your day works in a very good rhythm and you can do great things. And another thing, a fourth tip I have to give you is avoid to create many lists. I've seen a lot of people that they have a lot of lists, priorities and priorities, and actually they're lost between their lists. I've never seen people having 3 notebooks with 3 different lists plus the agenda on the computer and their iPad or whatever. So just choose one list and prioritize from that list. All the others, just keep them, I don't know, like an archive or to remember things when you start prioritizing with your one and only list per day. Otherwise, you lose yourself into super planning, super analyzing planning, and actually this becomes easy to provoke you frustration and stress and disorganization. So actually it's the counterproductive effect of prioritizing. And the last thing is that you have one goal, a great goal to work with at a time. You don't work with 2 great or 3 great goals on a period of time, for example, for 1 month or whatever. If you want to create great goals, you just focus your attention to one of them and your priorities are for this goal. You're going to tell me, of course, you're going to object and you're going to tell me, yes, but sometimes things happen all at the same time. Well, prioritize with which goal you're going to start first, because you cannot have all your attention, all your energy, and all your inspiration at once at a high level if you want to work with one or two or three goals at a time. So find one, choose one great goal, and use that one to work with it, and the priorities you're going to make will be for that goal. Okay? Right. By priorities here, I mean important and urgent tasks to tackle with for this goal. So all these things will help you hopefully work with your prioritization. It's a great tool. It helps you actually work faster and with better outcomes, and make you feel more satisfaction with your results. And if you find it difficult to do it on your own, don't forget you have your personal success coach always helping you, and you can claim your free coaching session with me, Coach Panagiota, right now. See below the links and claim immediately right now your own free coaching session with me. And you can always ask and learn how to create the best prioritization for you and the goals you want to achieve for your business or career.